Bound by Hearts and Books, the Sherry and Shazii Romance. What if the greatest love story wasn't written in a book, but lived between the pages of two hearts? Sherry, a quiet librarian, and Shazii, an adventurous book lover, meet by chance reaching for the same mysterious novel in a dusty corner of a bookstore. But their bond goes deeper than just shared stories. Secrets, unexpected twists, and unspoken feelings lurk in every chapter of their growing relationship. Will their love survive the ultimate test, or will the stories they cherish lead them to an unexpected ending? Stay tuned, because this isn't just a romance, this is a tale bound by hearts and books, and nothing is ever as it seems. It was a quiet evening when Sherry, a soft-spoken librarian, wandered into a small local bookstore. She had always been drawn to the smell of paper, the touch of leather-bound covers, and the way words could transport her to places she'd never been. As she perused the aisles, her fingers brushing against the spines of countless novels, something caught her eye, an old, weathered book that seemed to whisper to her. The title was barely legible, but the cover called out to her in a way that was impossible to ignore. At the very moment Sherry reached for the book, someone else's hand brushed against hers. Startled, she looked up, her eyes meeting the gaze of none other than Shazii. He was a young man with wild, curly hair, a pair of glasses that always seemed to be perched precariously on the bridge of his nose, and an energy about him that was as unpredictable as the wind. "I guess great minds think alike," Shazii said, a playful smile tugging at the corners of his lips. Sherry couldn't help but laugh. There was something about him, something different. It was as if she had known him forever, even though they had just met. Perhaps it was the way he spoke, with such enthusiasm about every book, every author, as if literature itself ran through his veins. It was clear he was as passionate about stories as she was. Their conversation began with a shared love of their favorite books, and before long, it turned into something more, a deeper connection, one that neither of them had expected. Over time, they began meeting regularly at the bookstore, exchanging recommendations, discussing plots, and getting lost in the world of characters and words. It was their own little sanctuary, a place where they could be themselves, free from the world's expectations. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Like any relationship, their bond was tested. As Sherry and Shazii grew closer, their differences began to emerge. Sherry, always calm and collected, preferred to read quietly, to escape into the solitude of a good book. Shazii, on the other hand, was lively and passionate. He loved to discuss everything, to debate and challenge, always eager to dive into the meaning behind every word. Their contrasting personalities clashed at times, and they found themselves in moments of tension. Yet, it was in those moments that their love for each other truly blossomed. They realized that their differences were not something to be afraid of, but something that made their bond stronger. Sherry's quiet nature balanced Shazii's fiery spirit, while Shazii's enthusiasm brought out a side of Sherry that she had never known existed. Their conversations became more meaningful, their debates more intense, and their connection more undeniable. As the months passed, their bond grew deeper, and the bookstore became more than just a place to share books. It became a symbol of their love, a love built on the foundation of stories, of shared experiences, and of the quiet moments spent together between the pages of their favorite novels. It was during one of these moments, as they sat together in the corner of the bookstore, reading their respective books, that Shazii finally spoke the words that had been lingering in his heart. "Sherry," he said softly, his voice tinged with uncertainty, "I know we've been through our share of ups and downs. But every moment with you, every conversation, every book we've shared, it's made me realize something. You're the story I want to live out. You're the one I want to be with." Sherry looked up from her book, her heart racing. She had always known there was something special between them, but hearing Shazii say those words made her heart swell. She had always been cautious, always holding back, unsure of whether love was something she was ready for. But in that moment, as she looked into Shazii's eyes, she knew. She knew she had found someone who understood her, someone who shared her love of stories and who, in his own way, had written himself into the story of her life. Without a word, Sherry placed her book down and reached out for Shazii's hand. It was a simple gesture, but it spoke volumes. In that moment, their hearts beat in unison, bound not just by the love of books, but by something deeper, something that could never be written in any novel, but was felt in every glance, every touch, every word they exchanged. From that day forward, Sherry and Shazii's relationship was built on the foundation of stories and love. They continued to meet at the bookstore, where they shared books, laughter, and even moments of silence. It was their special place, a reminder that love, like a good story, is never perfect, but it's the imperfections that make it worth reading. Their love story wasn't just about the pages of the books they read, but about the chapters they were writing together. Each day was a new adventure, a new page to turn, filled with hope, joy, and a deep connection that would last forever. So, as Sherry and Shazii's love story continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder that the most beautiful stories are the ones we live, the ones written by the heart, and the ones that, no matter how many chapters are left, will always leave us wanting more. And just like the books that brought them together, their love will never end. It will live on in the words they speak, the stories they share, and the hearts they've bound together, forever.